Hello, America!
We're back once again for the 25th time or whatever it is. Don't count on that.
It's been a
I'll
lot of
count it up.
shows.
It's been a lot of shows,
Yeah.
yeah. And we're back, and it's almost Thanksgiving.
Tommy gave me this great shirt.
Oh, yeah.
What's it say again? Sweet Leaf.
Sweet leaf.
420
for life.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Thank you, awesome distro. The defunct awesome distro.
What shirt are you wearing there, Toby?
Here, we went to see Napalm Death. It was awesome.
Oh, man.
Sean got me tickets, so we went. Try not to show off
Yeah,
some
look at
butt
that
crack.
ass.
Yeah.
That's a great shirt. That was a great show. They played with MDC, and they played with Brujeria, and they played with Frozen Soul out of Dallas. Yeah, it was
Dude,
awesome.
it
Napalm
was
Death brought it.
awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah, I seen Napalm Death a lot, and okay, check this out. I got a quiz for you. I got a member of Napalm Death to sign my insert, and I want you to look at that autograph
Wow.
and try to tell me, is that John? I don't even know which angle it's supposed to be because I don't know what it is. Is that John, the new guitar player? Is that Dan Herrera? Is it Shane Embry? Or is it Mark Barney Greenway?
Oh, my God.
What do you think that is?
I'm gonna say it's Barney. I'm gonna say it's Barney.
Well, you're right.
All right.
I don't see how that's maybe that's. Anyway, that's what that is.
Nothing against the other guys in the band, but I would have either gone for Barney or Shane, for an autograph. But
The only two that were like up front afterwards doing shit were Barney and John, the new guitar player, and it was kind of like pick one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
John Cook, and I knew if I went and John, I mean Mitch Harris still plays on this, right?
Oh, cool.
So I was like, I gotta get someone who actually plays on it, you
Right,
know? I
right.
mean, John plays on it, but I think he just did some overdubs or something,
Yeah.
you know?
that's cool. Did you get to talk to Barney? at all?
No, not at all.
Was he
signed
like,
it and
"Toby!
was yeah,
Hey!"
it was just like that. Yeah,
Picked you up.
yeah.
You guys switched shirts.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
switched shirts.
Even though you were already wearing, he took your Napalm Death shirt that you just bought,
and
and you got to wear his shirt, sweaty.
I got a lot of spit on me. I was that up front the whole time.
You were,
know?
but you had your yellow jacket protected.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good show. They played like 6 songs from this album, and they
Did Smash a Single Digit.
they
from
did
Apex Predator.
Yeah, and they did one or two from that. They did Contagion. That was
Oh,
awesome.
Contagion was great.
Yeah, but they didn't play anything from like any of the. Well, they did do stuff for the children from that. They always do that, but nothing from like these albums I love, like Smear Campaign or Time Waits for No Slave, or this is more like outtakes. The
Code is Red.
Code is Red. I love that album.
Yeah.
Nothing from those, but then they did some. What's it? The one that Coded Lies Smears. They did a song or two from that. It was a different set list, but you know when you have like 22 albums, I'm just glad that they fucking they have like 19 albums, but that they highlight the new album because I think it's like the best stuff they ever did. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm kind of used to seeing them where they play like 3 songs from the new album and 7 songs from Scum, and like I don't really need to see that anymore. I'd love it if they only played songs from the last 15 years or whatever.
Yeah.
20 years.
I mean, and if you've gone to see Napalm Death regularly over the past 20 years,
That's
like,
pretty bright, huh?
Yeah, it's really highlighting my fat. But yeah, you definitely. I mean, and if you're putting out as much music as they are consistently, like I totally want to hear like at least 6 or 7 of the new
shit.
songs, right?
Yeah,
And then mix up
they
with
did a
other
good
stuff.
job with that. It was a good show, and fucking Brujeria was awesome, huh?
Oh man, they were great.
Frozen Soul was good, and then you went to Houston.
Yeah, I went to Houston on Tuesday night to see Carcass. Well, it started off with Cattle Decapitation, and then Obituary and Carcass, and then Amon Amarth headlined. And that was at the Bio Music Center, Revention Music Center. Anyway, It was fantastic, but I must say that Carcass brought it
Sean got me
heavier
a
than
shirt.
everyone else.
Look at that.
Yeah, and they were selling really kick-ass shirts.
It's dope.
Yeah, that one really stood out.
You'll be seeing more of that on me.
Yeah! And nothing else. No, it was super fun.
Yeah, man. So it's been an action-packed week, so we didn't learn a cover song off one of these albums, but we did have plenty of time to listen to these albums. God, we got shit coming up. It's Thanksgiving week. We're going to see
Oh, my gosh. We got
King's
so much.
X,
Well, before that,
Cannibal Corpse,
yes, yeah.
Immolation.
Immolation, Undeath at Spider House next Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then Exhumed, Escuela Grind, that's next month. But you guys have a show tomorrow.
Oh, I'm playing tomorrow, yes. Yardwork and Sabbath Crow is playing Nomad Bar. I guess I'll put this up tonight. Maybe I'll put it up early tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, I can't advertise because I'm kicked off Facebook for another 10 days because I said bad things about Vladimir Putin, which, I mean, I guess you can say
Join the club,
bad
right?
things, but you can't, like, wish him any kind of harm or anything, you know. I mean, it's not like he's killing tons of people, you know. I mean,
Right, but how dare you write,
Oh,
messages that
I said that someone should poison Putin, which is like how he deals with people, so it would be the most appropriate way to deal with him. You know, and
I
I'm
hope he
sure
got
the
kicked off of
Russians
Facebook.
are sick of his shit. Humanity's sick of his shit. So fuck that guy. Anyway, so that's the end. We're gonna talk about rock bands from here on out. So, damn, how about this one?
All right, this is one of Putin's favorite bands.
This song,
Just kidding.
Asshole. It could be about Putin.
That's true. All right, Massive Wagons out of...
They're from
Lancaster, England.
Lancaster, Lancashire.
And
It's in Lancashire County, north of Liverpool.
wow.
Uh-huh.
You know your English territories.
Lancaster Castle is there. It's dates back to the Roman times.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Anyway, it's one of the earliest settled parts of England. It's right on the coast, but it's on the north west part of
Wow.
England.
Sounds
But, yeah,
beautiful.
ruins of Roman jails and stuff like that. Pretty awesome. Okay, this isn't what I expected.
Whew.
It was on Earache Records, who put out Napalm Death originally. That was kind of founded around Napalm Death.
Who also put out Worm Rot. That we
Wormrot, yeah, this sounds nothing
Review.
like that. I thought this was a goof on boy bands when, like, in my first runs through it before, like, I mean, the first couple songs I heard. But anyway, these guys are a punk band. They have catchy earworm fucking songs. Like, there's a few of these songs that, like, have been in my head. They're that fucking catchy. And what do you got to say about this?
well, the name of the record is Triggered.
Triggered by Massive Wagons.
By Massive Wagons. But
These guys have a few records out.
yeah, they, I guess they formed in 2009. This is their 6th studio record, but this is the first one I've ever heard by them. Yeah, man, right out of left field. I don't, like the cover, I didn't know what to expect, obviously. I was getting a little bit of, and that's why I mentioned earlier, I was getting a little bit of a Hank Von Hell vibe from that cover. And I kind of get that from the singer also. And even in his like vocal style, I hear a little bit of Hank Von Hell. Hank Von Hell, rest in peace, who passed away last year that I didn't even know about till a couple days ago. What an idiot. Anyway, but man, like boy band meets punk rock meets like catchy as fuck songs and silly ass videos.
I haven't seen the videos.
They've got 1, 2, 3 videos for this record. Skateboard, which is a really hilarious video. Please Stay Calm and Generation Prime.
Okay. So, out of those songs, my favorite song, the one that's been stuck in my head all week, is Fuck the Haters, the opening song.
Yeah.
But, you know, on these guys, on their bio, it says that they're into, like, Slade and Status Quo, which is not, you know, there's a couple songs, the song Triggered sounds like that. Right. There's like 1 or 2 songs that reflect that, but these guys have more of a, Man, I'm hearing some of those 90s pop punk bands like Newfound Glory.
Blink-182 and Offspring, maybe a little bit.
But I gotta say the lyrics are better. And oh god, that song was it Skateboard? Sawdust? Skateboard. God, it's one of them. You remember that band Tattoo with the two Russian girls that would make out, and they had that song. It's like all the things she said, all the things she said,
right,
all the
right.
things she said going through my head. I think Sawdust. Is it Skateboard or Sawdust? Sounds like that. Sawdust.
Right.
Yeah, and that Skateboard. You know, some of the songs have some like real fucking songwriting hooks in them.
They do.
You know, like, dude.
Yeah.
Does your dad help you with the homework here?
Right.
Like, no, I'm not trying to diss you. Like, someone's got some hooks in here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
I didn't want to admit it, but I was listening to this quite a bit, and I mean, it's so catchy that you won't forget. I mean, look at these guys.
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk down to them. Did your dad help you with the homework? But there's some legit songwriting in there.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, it's just... God, is it Skateboard? It has some... man, I mean, well done, well arranged. You know, I had to hand it to him. Fuck the Haters is super catchy.
Right.
You know, Asshole, catchy. Yeah, it's... You know what? I mean, I kind of disapprove of the style, but you put the CD on and it goes through, and I'm not irritated because they keep doing something, you know, that shows some craft to the songwriting.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell they're talented guys, you know?
Yeah. And what are the videos about?
Well, Skateboard is basically them playing in a roller rink, and it actually has to... There's like a cheerleader in it, and by the end of the video, the lead singer is dressed up like the cheerleader.
Oh, yeah?
It's something like that. But they're all corny videos, but they're a lot of fun, and they're really well done. You can tell, like, some money was sunk in. Another one is them on a yacht playing their music, and all of a sudden, I don't know. It's just fun.
Dude,
and corny.
it's way better
it fits
than
the fucking style.
Blink-182, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Like, if you're, maybe, like, if
They're
you've
not
got someone younger than you, probably, who's listening to that shit, try to slip this in the mix on fucking Spotify.
Well, they're not trying to be serious. Like,
no,
that's the last thing.
The lyrics are great. They're very irreverent. They're not, like, I guess they have Amazon there. Generation Prime, they have Amazon in UK. That seemed to be about, like...
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. I was wondering about that, you know.
What do you mean, do they have Amazon in the UK?
I guess they do. That's a really stupid question. Like, do they have Starbucks in New York?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Of course they do, asshole. You know? But, like...
but I didn't think about that either, Generation Prime. Yeah.
I always thought that was something like kind of dissing everyone using Amazon. I will not... I don't advertise Amazon.
Right.
I mean, as people, I mean, whatever. I mean, you got to vote with your dollars, but you also got to serve your best interest with where the deals are. I'm not trying to advertise them or anybody.
Dude, I buy shit off Amazon all the fucking time. I guess it doesn't matter because, they just went through some massive layoffs, so maybe they won't be in England soon.
I don't know. Yeah, no, support the mom and pops when you can. I'm all about it. Keep Austin weird.
For sure.
You know, but it's kind of been like hating the kids for like shopping.
Right,
you know?
right.
It's like, who's the real enemy here? You know?
Yeah,
The kids are going to go with the deals. I don't know. Don't hate on the kids. They didn't set up the, whatever.
Right. No, it's true. I mean, Amazon is just, I feel like it's almost my go-to, like Walmart. Like, you can't escape going to Walmart for certain
hate
shit.
A high school kid for going to Guitar Center or whatever that's available to him.
Yeah.
You know, her or they, whoever, you know. But yeah, no, the real enemy is I would go after the big guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Like the Pope. And Putin.
Don't hate on the kids. All right, now we're going to take it all the way from Lancashire to Manchester for Ingested.
Ingested.
We could not get this The logo, right. I sent a picture of the album. I was like, we're doing this one. What we thought? Indiction?
Incoction.
Incoction.
I don't know what. I couldn't make it out.
That's going to be our death metal band, Incoction.
I want to know. I want to meet somebody. Well, okay, this record's called Ashes Still Lie by Ingested. And if there's any app developers out there that are savvy with, lettering, maybe develop an app that can read these fucking...
Metal Blade.
Yeah, these death metal.
That's impossible. Are you getting ingested out of that?
Yeah. I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
I'm getting a headache.
Just get a headache. I'm getting dizzy.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. It looks cool, but you'll never figure out what it says.
Yeah, like there's the Undeath show that we're going to see next week. Like I don't know anyone. I can't make that flyer out at all.
That's why CDs are also good.
Yeah,
anyway,
you can read it on the side. Absolutely.
So yeah,
what do you think of these guys, Toby?
Album, is that backwards? Why am I seeing that backwards?
It always comes out backwards, but it's
oh yeah,
flipped from
Ashes Lie Still by Ingested. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So I like this album. I mean, it's got some good parts towards the end. It's a little bit metalcore for me. It's got, like, these guys could open for Cannibal Corpse and obviously have, and they're death metal and they've got some good riffs, but they're obviously younger and reflect more of, like, a new school production. Which I don't really get off on. But that being said, as this album goes on, there's good, like Tides of Glass is good, Echoes of Hate. It's like both of these bands, it's like, are British bands who are very influenced by American bands, yet this is very British.
Right. Yeah.
But and they're younger, so like the new school metalcore bands have obviously been an influence, but they're obviously listening to Cannibal Corpse and Suffocation and the same shit that I like. Right. A lot of it. And Pantera. I mean, but yeah, it's good. That being said, fucking Ingested from Manchester. It's like their 6th or 7th album.
Sixth
album. Yeah, this is good. I like some of the songs. With Broken Wings, Tides of Glass. It gets better as it goes on. Actually, another thing, I didn't totally approve of the style, but once I had the CD on, I'm like, this flow's pretty good. I played it like 4 times at work, you know?
Yeah.
It's all right, you know?
What did you think of the double bass work?
Awesome.
Man, the fastest double bass work you will ever hear, ever. Lynn Jeffs is the drummer. I don't know how the fuck he does it. The guy should be an Olympic sprinter, being able to work his legs that quickly. But, man, you know what? Listen, like, I'm not a huge technical deathcore guy either, but I listened to this easily all the way through. There's no real standouts. There's no real standouts, like you said, Toby, until like you get to the end, and I think they start getting a little more dynamic with their songwriting. But I like the vocals, and I like the sound of the vocals. The guy isn't an annoying singer. He's got a good raspy, tone to his voice, and so I think if the singing would have been off, that would have just probably killed the whole thing for me.
No, there's nothing wrong with it,
right.
Except for me so I'm a death metal fan, but not a deathcore fan. Right. And this is, I'm gonna call it 80% death metal, and you can just hear, like, we play with these deathcore bands all the time. Right? You know? It's like, so,
no, that's totally right.
Fine,
because, well, in the interview that I watched with them, they ask about their influences. And Carcass was their first influence that they mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
And then they rattled off about 5 or 6 bands that I'd heard of maybe once or twice that I don't listen to that are all technical death metal. You know?
Yeah.
And we reviewed another band that was, like, really technical death metal a couple shows ago. I can't remember who it was, but
there's some coming up too.
Yeah. Anyway, my favorite song on this one is Echoes of Hate.
Echoes of Hate, yeah.
They've got, look, I don't know what's going on with fucking Metal Blade, but if you're on Metal Blade Records, get prepared to fucking make at least 6 videos off of the record that you're doing.
Here's the crew.
Yeah, here they are.
Okay, so there's no bass player in the picture. Like, I think their bass player quit. But this dude's the drummer,
yeah, he did.
Right?
Yes.
But, yeah.
Jason Evans. is the singer. Sean Haynes is a guitar player, and Jeff Lynne plays drums. But yeah, dude, they've got 6 music videos for this record. All I've Lost, Ashes Still Lie, the title track, From Hollow Words, Shadows in Time, Tides of Glass, and Rebirth. And they're all like super fucking awesome,
dude,
and different from each other too.
Yeah, they'll probably sell more records than any of the regular old guy death metal bands that I talk up all the time. They are on the fucking like Slipknot Fest or whatever.
Right.
You know.
I can see these guys opening for like Revocation. Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. They probably could.
Yeah, Slipknot. Yeah, easily.
They probably yeah.
And that's just it. Like they can kind of they've kind of hooked us a little bit, like the older death metal crowd, you know, and we can appreciate it. But like the newer deathcore kids are just gonna love these.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a fun listen.
All right, so
where are we going?
Okay, so there's a kind of a tie-in with these two. So
Can we talk about Turkey Baster?
Yeah. All right. So Rick at Turkey Baster. The Thyroids. A swift kick in the ass. I guess these guys are from Dallas, Fort Worth area. This is great. Yardwork should play with this band. They're totally like angular. God.
It's a great picture.
We were smoking weed before the picture.
Yeah. Pick out the weed smokers.
Anyway, swift kick in the ass by the Thyroids. These guys, man, it's like angular throwback punk, art punk. I like it. I mean, this is right up my alley, and Yardwork should play with this band, you know?
I agree. When you put this on, I was like, this is like right out of 91. You know, like artwork, punk artwork scene.
Mark Ryan mastered it, our buddy from the Reds and Markmen. Anyway, dude, Thyroids, it's on kick-ass vinyl. I really like this single. The songs are like excessively reclusive, excessively impressive, and 0106.
Look at this vinyl.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. What a treat.
Thanks, Rick.
Wow.
Yeah, no, God, what are the bands? There were a few, like, local Austin bands that were, I mean, still play around, God damn, I'm blanking on their names, that sound like Wire, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
And, but not quite Wire. These guys could have been on one of those, like, kind of Killed by Death comps, or maybe the B-side of fucking Let Them Eat Jelly Beans that had all the artier bands on it. You know, artier than Flipper, but still like kind of that, I don't know, man. I'm thinking of the Crucifix and some, you know, different bands like that. Anyway, good stuff. These
guys could have played with Gut back in the day.
Could have played with Gut.
Like that would have been Glorium. That they would have fit right in with that lineup. So,
But not quite as, not as emo, more like.
More arty and more driving.
Droning.
And it's pretty lo-fi, which is cool. It sounds great.
Yeah, I like this single a lot. I think it's really good. Kenny Thyroid, Mark Bitter, and Michelada Burrows on bass and vocals. Drum synth, the little synth on there, guitar. All right. Yeah, man, you should pick this up because it's good.
It's the Thyroids.
The Thyroids from, I think, Dallas. Maybe Fort Worth. I don't know. I should have done my homework on where the Thyroids are from. But this is a good single. There's been a few good singles from Turkey Baster out lately.
Yeah, that's so good to hear.
Glad to see that label
absolutely.
Kicking ass once again. And, okay, so here we go. This ties in. We're going to talk about a jazz album because it's Trevor Dunn, who we last saw on Mr. Bongle's last album. He's the bass player. He also played on Melvin's Light Freak Puke. He played the stand-up bass. But this is a jazz album, and it's called Trevor Dunn Trio Convulsant avec Folie à Quart. I don't, seances. Anyway, so he has a jazz trio with bass guitar and drums, but they added a quartet to it. There's viola, bass, clarinet, cello, and alto flute. This is on Protoplastic Records. This is a straight up jazz record. You know what? The first thing I thought of when I heard it was Mahavishnu Orchestra, and then after that, I was thinking a little Tangerine Dream, Goblin. Not quite. The only reason I'm thinking Goblin is there were some like things that were sounding like we're getting on like a horror soundtrack kind of vibe.
Yes,
You know?
like Shining.
Yeah.
I definitely heard some some of that stuff.
But this is largely an acoustic record. Trevor Dunn plays an upright double bass. The guitar is electric, the drums are acoustic, and everything else are like classical instruments. Mm-hmm. And I listened to this quite a few times, and this is a straight up jazz record. Like it's a challenging jazz record. It was made on a grant from something he didn't want to advertise called the Shifting Foundation. And he didn't want to advertise it because they don't want to hear from you. If they're interested in doing one of your projects, they'll be in touch.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
They don't want any solicitations.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll pick you.
Apparently, they've paid for some experimental music projects, and you know what? That's awesome. The Shifting Foundation. Good for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
Yeah, I mean, because this is a record, like, that you don't make. I mean, I saw he has a ton of jazz records with, like, John Zorn.
Oh, my God,
I'm just, like,
dude.
missing the boat, right?
Yeah.
Because I know his work from the rock bands, but, yeah, no,
Mr. Bungle, he was in Secret Chiefs 3 and Phantomas. He was in Phantomas with Mike Patton and Buzz Osborne and Dave. But, dude, he has, like, 20 records with John Zorn. I felt really out of the loop when I, like, fucking read his bio, you know?
I haven't been keeping up with the more avant-garde stuff. You know, I was kind of aware. I saw John Zorn play with Mr. Bungle.
Oh, wow.
In the back room. But everyone was wearing masks. But, like, the word was that John Zorn was in the horn section running sound. And, you know, what was it called? Naked City was really big at the time. And I haven't kept up with John Zorn. You know, I totally didn't collect avant-garde jazz. Sometimes I would go see those improvisational jazz shows, but I learned that, like, I never wanted to listen to it when I went home. But this isn't improvisational. This is way more structured.
Yeah.
You know. So, anyway, I listened to this quite a few times. I can tell you I'll probably listen to this while I'm kicking back, you know, on my own at the house.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a nice record, and if you're into some more challenging avant-garde jazz, straight up, then check it out, you know. Would
you call it free jazz, or?
Yeah, I don't know, because it's fairly structured. I think it's... he's dealing with some, like, atonal scales, I think, you know, some of the time. So, like, he might have a series of notes that, like, one of them might not be in the traditional scale, one or two, but it's not like, you know, the free jazz stuff where, like, they're going completely off in no scale, like Dark Mag.
Right.
When Coltrane is just totally going freeform in no scale.
Sure.
There's definitely a structure to it, like, the musicians have to stick to these 6 or 7 notes. You know?
Yeah.
Right. But,
it never
and it's got challenging time signatures, whatever.
Everything sounds amazing.
Yeah,
like, it's recorded with
recorded.
the best
Sorry, I'm showing
equipment
the wrong
ever.
Side. Yeah.
But no, the drums are fantastic. Ches Smith is the drummer. He kills it, and of course he's played with John Zorn also, and a million other amazing, you know.
All the musicians are top notch. I don't know who they play with, but yeah, Mary Halverson on guitar.
Yep.
Carla Kilstead on viola, violin. Oscar Noriega on bass, clarinet and B minor. Muriel Roberts on cello, and Anna Weber on alto flute.
Do you have any favorite songs on this?
Oh, geez. I don't know, man. I just listened to this all in one piece,
Yeah,
really.
it's hard to really pick one, but mine is Saint Medard because it sounds like that drony The Shining. I can't remember the lady that did The Shining music. You know what I'm talking about? She like invented the like the electric organ that she played. Anyway,
Yeah, the definitely, yeah.
it
Have you
sounds
ever heard,
wow.
have you ever heard Mahavishnu Orchestra Intermounting Flame? Check it out.
Okay.
It's from like 73, okay? But like a lot of this is kind of, the opening song was kind of reminding me of that quite a bit. Okay, so there was like a historical inspiration for this, and honestly, I kind of skimmed the liner notes. They're pretty in depth, you know. Like he had a lot of ideas about these instrumentals, you know. So anyway, I'll give you something to read. There was a sect of Christians in 18th century France considered heretics by fellow servants of God called the Convulsionaires of Saint Medard. After the death of a beloved deacon, his tomb became the center of phenomena. What started out as mere religious hysteria with paroxysms of magical cures eventually got out of hand, almost orgiastic by some accounts. And there are plenty of accounts, even from skeptics. The miracles and public displays of fervor were shut down by the law. The church, Saint Medard, was closed in 1732, and the convulsionaires were banished mostly to private homes for their spiritual practices. These seances, French for sessions, included my French sucks. Secours matures, a phrase that can be translated as murderous reliefs, fatal help, or deadly rescuers. Brutal stabbings and beatings had no effect on these requesting them in search of deliverance.
Très bien.
Yeah.
Très bien.
I took Spanish 1 3 times in high school. I've never set foot in a French class.
Yeah.
Oh, except my daughter's on like parent night, you know. All right. So, yeah, check it out. It's avant-garde shit.
For sure.
And, it's jazz.
And it sounds great.
Uh-huh. So the tie-in here, as we were just talking about Mr. Bungle, is Trevor Dunn played with Mike Patton from Dead Cross, right? And fucking Dave Lombardo from Dead Cross from Slayer. So Dead Cross just came out with their second album, and it's called Dead Cross 2, or I. What are you going to call it? I'm going to call it 2.
I'm going to call it I2.
Okay, so it's the sequel to this album. It's called Dead Cross. Anyway, it's great. This came out in 2017, 2022. You know what? When Dead Cross came out, I love this watercolor. I think it's awesome. Anyway, it's a great cover. It's a great record. I thought since Dave Lombardo was in the band that it would be more like Slayer, that it would be like, and plus the name Dead Cross, I imagined like a death metal, black metal
for sure.
band. And listening to this, I've really enjoyed the last run of albums Mike Patton's been involved in. Like, I really like the last Tomahawk record. I like the last Mr. Bungle record, and I like this, and I see a thread that runs through the three of them, and you can tell that Mike Patton's really involved in the songwriting. First off, there's a standard of quality that is pretty consistent, and the songwriting is still, I mean, obviously Tomahawk, those are obviously Jesus Lizard riffs that Dwayne Dennison came up with, but I mean there's something that runs through all of these records, and is more expertly played, heavy weirdness, kind of avant-garde from Mike Patton and crew, and he's got different crew of musicians around him that are what's the name of the hardcore band the guys played with? The
Fantomas?
No,
Wait, who?
no. His guitar player in Dead Cross. These guys play. Oh, the Locust.
Oh, the Locust. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's on bass. I don't know the guitar.
Michael
player,
Crane and Justin Pearson were both in Retox.
Retox. See, I never heard Retox.
Yeah.
But everyone can play their asses off on this. And well, you got a favorite song on this?
I do. Do you?
Yeah,
On three.
1, 2, 3.
Heart
Nightclub
Reformer.
Canary.
All right.
Oh yeah, Heart Reformer. Yeah, man. I mean, this is a consistent record. The
It's hard. It was
playing's
hard to
great.
choose a good favorite song because they're all so fun.
Christian Missile Crisis
There's
is very good.
There's a video for that, and it's fucking awesome.
Reign of Error is good. Yeah, so my favorite, once again, is the run 2/3 of the way through the record that's like Nightclub Canary, Christian Missile Crisis, Reign of Error.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But what's your favorite again?
Heart Reformer.
Heart, yeah.
So good, dude.
Animal Espionage.
Right.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good songs on this.
I'm with you where I felt like since Dave Lombardo was in the band, I was really expecting some heavy shit, and that's just kind of what it's what the cover kind of presents itself, and the title or the name of the band. But dude, like, this is exactly as you would imagine it to sound from these four guys getting together. You know, it's like thrash metal and a bit times obscure. But it like brings all of their, it brings them all together in a really fun way, and it never really tires out either. It's just always something new for each song. So
yeah, it sounds like they got together and just did what they were gonna do. You know, whatever. I mean, I kind of like that. I have a superstition about playing where it's like, at this point, like, I don't like to talk about what we're gonna sound like. I just like we're just gonna show up and play. You know, because the more you talk about it, I don't know, it just gets lamer and lamer. You know, like.
So what are you guys gonna sound like tomorrow?
Oh yeah, you know,
Mr. Bungle,
the 5th Uriah Heep album. Yeah,
awesome. That's my
We're
favorite.
all into
Uriah Heep.
that now. That's our new direction.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I just like show up and play, and it sounds like that's what they did, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of good songs.
Did you show me a video of them doing a Metallica cover or something?
That was probably
right?
that was Mr. Bungle.
Oh, it was Mr. Bungle. Okay.
God, when Mr. Bungle did the Van Halen cover,
Yeah, that
Out
was
of
it.
Control. And,
Yeah, it's Van
and Mike
Halen.
Patton sings more like Dave. He sounds more like David Lee Roth now than David Lee Roth does.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I mean, if he wants to.
Right.
In that style. But, I mean, yeah, just incredibly talented. I hadn't kept up with his shit through the 90s. And I wasn't the hugest Faith No More. And, you know, I like the album Angel Dust, you know? But I really like what Mike Patton's been doing the last few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so talented.
Yeah.
Like, he's incredibly talented.
Yeah, and Dave Lombardo. I mean, geez, what are you gonna say?
You just saw him play with
Oh yeah, I saw him with Testament.
Testament. Yeah.
He was killing it, and that was like his 5th show with them. You know.
Wow.
He had, I could tell he had like a digital pad down where he might have had some notes written down, but he didn't miss anything.
That's awesome.
You know. Yeah, what a badass. I like his playing on Christ Illusion, Slayer. Anyway, so
It's cool artwork, yeah.
I mean, I like Dave Lombardo's playing on everything, South of Heaven, whatever. Geez, Dead Cross 2. Don't miss that. You know what? I mean, I'm going to tell you, this album, when my top 20 comes out, is probably going to be like, if I had to guess now, like 14th,
Yeah.
you know, like 13th. I mean, it might even be in the top 10, you know. It's not the best album of the year, but, you know, it's like all the albums I've mentioned, like the last 3, were solidly, like, no doubt about it, in the top 20 for the year, you know, or top 10, even, maybe. Top 20 for sure, you know, but just stuff that I found very consistent and I can listen to. And that's my transition to the next band who, like, has not let me down yet.
My God.
And a year's not a year unless Darkthrone puts out an album. Thank God for Darkthrone.
Thank God for Darkthrone. Astral Fortress.
Astral Fortress.
Their 20th studio album.
I love this record. And I
Holy
love the direction
shit.
Darkthrone's going.
Yeah.
And you know what? So I wasn't on board with the original black metal Darkthrone, but I got hip to Darkthrone at this album, Circle the Wagons, which is 2010, right? 2000. Anyway, and ever since then, they've been putting out an album a year, and it's all fucking great. Old Star, Underground Resistance. They have, oh, Jesus. whatever. Eternal Hails from last year. This was like in my top 10 last year, right? Eternal Hails. Anyway, so on Peaceville Records. Oh, is this? Yeah, it's on Peaceville too. Anyway, so it's their follow up to that, and geez, I love it. I think it's so good. It's got some longer songs like they've been doing, but they're getting more. They're slowing down a little bit. They've got some keyboards in here. They've got some like echoey pedal intro kind of stuff. Do you have a favorite song?
I do have a favorite song.
On 3?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Stalagmite Necklace!
Yeah! Fuck yeah, dude.
It's so good.
Goddamn.
That's the jam.
Stalagmite Necklace is so fucking awesome. Dude. And they have a music video for Caravan of Broken Ghosts. Have you seen it?
No, I've not seen it.
Dude, all it is footage of... And it looks like footage straight out of Blair Witch Project, but it's like someone walking around in some creepy fucking forest.
Yeah.
It's probably, you know, I don't know where, I'm sure it's in Norway, but you think something's gonna fucking happen, and you'll have to watch the video to figure out if anything happens.
Man.
But yeah, it's called Caravan of Broken Ghosts. But dude, this record, man, like
this is gonna be in my top 10.
Oh,
top
easy,
5.
easy.
This and the Off record, and there's been so much. There's been good stuff lately. We're getting into a really solid rocking part of the year.
Yeah.
And oh boy, Darkthrone did not disappoint once again. And I think the thing is, since these guys do not play shows, they don't tour. They've been able to put out an album a year, and it's awesome. They probably don't have nearly as much money as the other bands, you know?
Did they coin the black and roll, the term black and roll?
Yeah, I don't know if I would. Yeah, I don't think they did, because they're what's it band from Entombed, AD. I don't know. That's who I think of as the black and roll band, but. They definitely, there's elements of that. There's black and roll bands, but they don't sound like this, you know? Like
I dig the 70s, like, guitar, orange cabinet vibe, but also, like, the black metal vocals as well. You know, like, and like you said, it's slowed down. Like, this isn't, like, we just listened to the record from last year, and this is, like, half the speed of that record, and it's so fun. But the guitar tone is fucking awesome. So is it just guitar and drums and vocals? Is there a bass player?
well, Fenriz plays drums, and Nocturno Colto plays guitar and bass.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's a two-piece, and they never play live. They haven't played a live show since, like, 96, you know?
Yeah.
I believe. Maybe before that. Yeah, so there's really 6 songs, because the song... Okay, there's the 2 songs by Nocturno Colto, the... Caravan of Broken Ghosts and Kevorkian Times. And the other songs, Impeccable Caverns of Satan, that's awesome. The Sea Beneath the Sea of
that fucking song, dude. That's my second favorite song.
That's the jam.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Fenriz wrote those. He's a drummer.
Yeah. Those are fantastic songs.
Yeah.
This just does not disappoint at all.
This is such a jam.
These guys are from Akershus, Norway. Kolbotn, Akershus, Norway.
The intro, okay, so there's a track called Kolbotn West of the Vast Forest that comes on before Eon 2. So there's a song Eon that's on their first album that's I forget when they're a death metal band. And I think they played live shows for that album. But then Kolbotn West of the Vast Forest, that's kind of like the intro for Eon 2. So Eon is a song on, God damn, I'm forgetting the name, because I don't have it, because I don't go that far back. I started going backwards from Circle to Wagons, and I got that Black Flags and whatever album before that, and it's also awesome. I know I can go on Spotify and listen to any of them, but I mean, I do have Transylvanian Hunger somewhere around here, but honestly, like, I know they invented the whole black metal thing. I'm not a huge I like black metal, but I really like the direction they've gone, just getting into their own thing. And I wish more bands would record more, maybe tour less. You know,
Right.
I mean, as much as I like going to see shows,
Does
like,
that mean it gives them more time to focus on quality songwriting and putting out quality product versus like hurriedly trying to get something out so they can go on tour? Like, do you mean that?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you go on tour and you don't have time to like write new stuff.
Yeah, exactly,
You're
yeah.
just going show to show to show to show.
You know what
playing
they
it,
should do?
you know?
They should just like, hey, we're gonna play our new record in full at the Nomad. You
They
know,
don't
like
want
come to a
to.
listen party.
No,
you know?
they did a show, like, and this is like 15 years ago, where Fenriz won't play a show, but Nocturno Culto played a set of Darkthrone songs backed up by the band 1349, and it headlined Vakin Fest.
Wow.
That's how big it was. But I mean, and people said it was great.
That's funny you mentioned 1349 because Cattle Decapitation had a shirt that said "We're gonna party like it's 1349."
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Man, they're great live.
Yeah,
I've seen
Cattle
it,
Decap?
yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
They're so good. Anyway, we have gone 45 minutes.
Wow.
But, oh my God. If I'm going to rank, you got to get this Darkthrone album. We all agree.
Yeah.
All my friends who've heard this, we all agree that this album rules.
Yeah, and if you don't buy it, like, there's something wrong with
Darkthrone wins the week. Everything else was pretty good. Trevor Dunn, give it a listen. Dead Cross, great.
Yeah, Dead Cross, so fun. There's a couple top tens in today's episode.
Yeah, what?
There's a couple top tens. Dead Cross and.
Oh yeah, these are definitely. You'll be hearing more about these at the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, don't miss Yard Work at the Nomad with Sabbath Crow. They'll be playing stuff off their. Both of y'all will be playing things off your new records.
Their new record. Oh yeah, and I've got a bunch of stuff, some new local releases I got. We'll be talking about soon. Anyway, probably go to Thanksgiving. I don't know. We'll plan the next one.
We doing fuck emails or?
Oh no. We gotta play our regular theme song. All right. Thanks for watching once again, especially if you made it this far. And do the regular song.